Hello everyone, this is Ashish Jain. This is an introductory video on MS Access. Now, before we start MS Access in computer application and business, let's see what is the weightage of every chapters in MS Access in computer application in business. What is the weightage of computer application for practical topics? 6 marks for word processor, 6 marks for PowerPoint presentation, 18 marks for database that we usually do in MS Access, and last 20 marks for spreadsheet that we do in MS Excel. Okay, so today we are going to start MS Access. Now, what is MS Access? It is a database management system from Microsoft that combines the relational Microsoft Jet database engine with a graphical user interface and software development tools. It is a member of Microsoft Office suite of applications included in the professional and higher educations or sold separately. Okay, so let's start with Microsoft Office. Now, what is the content of Microsoft? What are the topics we are going to study in Microsoft Access? First one is how to create tables. Then establishing relationship between them, between the tables. Then how to create queries. Queries in the sense, suppose if there is any kind of inquiry, then we will find through all the filters that we have already put up. Okay, so this is called queries. Or if anyone asks about your questions like how many employees are there in this department, so we will create a query on that. Okay, so that we can get all the data very easily. Okay, next, creating forms using form wizard. Creating forms in the sense, suppose if we want to put some information of a particular employee, so we will create a form for that. Okay, and then creating reports using report wizard. Report wizard in the sense it will analyze all the data of the employee. Okay, so these are all the topics that we are going to study about MS Access. Okay, but today we will in this video we will cover only these two topics, means how to create tables and how to create relationship between these tables. Okay, so these are the certain rules before we start in MS Access. What are the rules and why we are going to study these rules? We are studying these rules for, like, suppose if we want to put up some information as we think may fit, means in the sense we put all the information as per our convenient. Okay, now let's take first example. First one is the greater than sign is usually used for making every value of employee name upper name. Means if we want to put up name of the employee, all the employees name in uppercase, so we will use greater than. Okay, and for lowercase we will use less than sign. Okay, now next one is L is used for compulsory letters. Compulsory in the sense means, like, suppose if we are going to put employee's name, now first letter should be compulsory, so we will put L. Okay, now and next one is question mark. Question mark in the sense for option letters. Now suppose if we want to put employee's name in 5 letters, so L is for compulsory letters, so we will put L, and then 4 times question mark for option letters. So this will be the name of the 5 letter of that employee. Okay, next one is 0 is for compulsory digits. These are for digits. So that means if we want to put any contact number of that of any particular employee, so usually there are for number of 10 digits, and all the 10 digits will be compulsory, so we will put 10 times 0. Okay, and 9 is for option digit. Okay, and last one is for the current date. Like suppose if you want to some information about the when did the employee like what will the date of joining of that particular employee, so we will put some constraint there like current date. Okay, so these are the basic rules of the MS Access. So we are going to apply all this in MS Access step by step very easily. Okay, so let's start with MS Access. So this is the first page of MS Access. This is a welcome page. So how do we start with MS Access? First, you need to click on blank database. Then you need to create your file. Like suppose if I put here introduction, okay, and then put this file wherever you want. Like suppose if I put this on desktop and then click on create. Okay, so this is the page of MS Access where we need to put all the information, all the database. Okay, so in this video we are going to do how to create tables, and we will create two tables. Okay, so that we can easily create a relationship between these two tables. Okay, so let's take an example. First we will create an employee table. Okay, now employee table says create an employee table. The fields of the employee table includes fields in the sense means what kind of information you need to put up for the employee. Okay, so first field is employee number, then employee name, address, department number, date of joining, basic pay, and DA, that is dearness allowance. Then they are saying take appropriate data type for above fields. Data type in the sense we need to put some rules. Rules in the sense what kind of data in which form we are going to put up all the data as per our convenient. Okay, then entering the values should display the appropriate message. That means suppose if we put any kind of shortcut, so we need to put some description there like what this says. Okay, then there are some information like first one is employee number. It says it should not be left blank and it can't have duplicate values, which means we need to put employee number in primary key. Primary key means that primary key in the sense means it is a primary, which means that it can't be duplicate. Okay, there would be no duplications like employee number. Like in college, every students have different roll number, so they have their identity through their roll number, and it can't be duplicate. Okay, so here employee number we will put all the employee number in primary key, so to avoid the duplications. Okay, second information for basic pay. Basic pay means first one is it should have at least 4 digits and 5 at most. Like we have already seen the rules for at least 4 digits means at least 4 digits. That means for compulsory we need to put 4 times 0 and at most 5. At most 5, that means 4 times 0 and 1 time 9. Okay, then it should be greater than 6000 and it should be greater than DM. Okay, we will do this later on. Then for employee name, it should have at least one character. That means we need to put rule uh, input some input for the employee name. What kind of input? That there should be at least one character. That means one character should be compulsory, that means we will put L. Then at most 20, that means we need to put 19 times question mark. Okay, and when you type to enter values, all characters will be converted into uppercase. For uppercase, we will use greater than sign. Then joining date, it should not exceed the current date. It should be displayed in data sheet view. Okay. Then second table is for department table. This is very easy, and there are some rules that we have already seen. Okay. So let's start with MX Access. Now MX Access, here we need to create our first table, that is employee table. How to create table? Select this table one, right click and click on design view. Design view in the sense where we want to put all the information of the employee, means what kind of, in what criteria we want to create all the tables. Okay, so design view, give the name of the first table, that is employee table, and then click on OK. Okay, so this is a database view. Now first column is for field name and second column is for data type. Field name in the sense what kind of criteria what kind of in the sense what kind of data you are going to put up for the employee, like employee name, address, contact number, date of joining, salary, basic pay, anything. Okay, and the data in the sense like suppose contact number, it should be in number, name, it should be in text. Okay, this is called data type. And this is called field properties. Field properties in the sense it actually helps to give the shape of our data. Okay, it means that like we have seen certain rules, so we will all the rules in field properties. Okay, so we actually use rules to minimize all the mistakes. Okay, so let's start. So this is the first table of employee name. Now as per the question, the first field is employee number, and as per employee number, this is a detail that it should not left blank and it can't have duplicate value. That means we need to put all we need to put this field in as a primary key. Okay, so first one is employee name, like e name, and then press enter. Data type should be in, sorry, it should be in employee number. Okay, sorry. And for employee number, here you need to see, like we can't use here dot, we can't use dot here. Okay, and data type should be in numbers. Okay, now here you can see in the left side, this is a key which is called a primary key. That means it actually creates a number which will not repeat. Okay, now next data field name is employee name, so we will put e name. Now e name, is there any information regarding e name? Yes, uh, should have at least one character and at most 20. Okay, so we will put this in, and all the character will be coming into uppercase, so we will put all this as input. Okay, in the field properties. So where is this is here, we will put this in input marks. So greater than sign for uppercase, then first letter should be compulsory, and the at most character should be 20. So that means we need to put 19 times question mark, and then press enter. Okay, Any other? No. Now here we need to put some description, like E number is basically employee name, and sorry, employee number, and this is employee name. Okay. Now next field name is address, and for address there is no information, so we will put as it is E address. Okay. So, and for description we will put here employee address. Next field is department number, and there is no further information for department number, so we will put here E department number, that should be in number. Just put department number, that should be in number. Okay. So we'll put employees department number. Okay. Now the next field is date of joining, and there are some rules, or you can say there is some constraint. Joining date that means it should not exceed the current date, and it should be displayed in datasheet view. Now it is called constraint, and all the constraint we will put in validation rule. Okay. Let's see where we need to put. So this is date of joining. Data type should be in date or time. Okay. For the format you can use any kind of date. Suppose if I put here short date. Okay. And we need to put in validation date, because this is a constraint. Okay. So validation rule is that is the current that is date of joining should be should not should be less should be less than current date. Okay. As per the question, that it should not exceed current date. Okay. So how do we put this? Less than, and for date, and then opening and closing brackets. Okay. Now here validation text we will put some description here, like date of joining should not exceed the current date. Okay. Then here we put here employees date of joining. Okay. Now the next field is basic pay. Now basic pay, now the data type should be in currency. Okay. So for currency, is there any rule for that? Yeah. Basic pay, first one is that it should have at least 4 character and 8.5, and as per the rules, like for the digits we use 0 for compulsory digits and 9 for optional digits. So which means we will use at least 4, that means 4 times 0 and 1 time 9. Okay. So we will put in input marks 4 times 0 and 1 time 9. Okay. And is there any constraint there? Yes, it should be greater than 6000. So we will put this in validation rule. It should be greater than 6000. So just write here in validation text, basic pay should be greater than 6000. Okay, and then put here description, employees basic pay. Okay, now next one is DA, that is Day National Allowance. Again, this will be in currency, and then put here employees dearness allowance. Okay, is there any information regarding DA? Yes, uh, basically this is a constraint for both basic pay and DA, that it should be greater than DA. That means basic pay should be greater than DA, or DA should be less than basic pay. So we need to put some constraint there. How do we put? Now you need to see this very carefully. Okay, now for this, first of all, you need to press Ctrl plus S. Press Ctrl plus S for the saving of data, and then go to property sheet. Go to property sheet, and then take your cursor to validation rule. Okay, here you can see this three dots. Click on that, and this is a expression builder. That means where you can express your constraint. Okay, now the constraint is that the basic pay should be greater than DA. So let's do this basic pay greater than DA. That's it, and then press OK, and then Ctrl plus S for saving the data. Now close this property sheet. Okay, and then close this our first table, that is employee table. Okay, now double click on employee table. So this is the basic columns where we need to put all the information. So let's create this. Now for the date of joining, we have some constraint that date of joining should be less than current date. Now suppose if I put the current date, now today's date is 31st March 2020. Now suppose if I put here 31st March 2020, and if I press enter, it says that the date of joining should not exceed the current date. That means we have done correctly. So we need to put here like 31st March 2019. Okay, now basic pay. Again, we have already put some constraint for basic pay, that basic pay should be greater than 6000. Am I right? Yes, it should be greater than 6000. Let's suppose if I put here 5000. Yes, that means basic pay should be greater than 6000. So we need to correct this. Suppose if I take 10,000, and for DA, again there is some constraint in comparison to BA, the basic pay should be greater than DA. Suppose if I put here 11,000, yes, it will not take. Okay, so we need to correct this. Suppose we take 7,000. Okay, next one is I am putting some employee, like some 5 10, around 10 for 10 employee details. So this is the information that I have put for the 10 employees. Now press Ctrl plus S. So this is our first table. Okay. So now let's create another table. Now you need to keep the basic point. Before creating any table or any kind of relationship, we need to close all the windows. In windows, in the sense, all the tables. That means this is the first one we have created, and this is a open video. So before create any table, we need to first close this table, and then go to create, and then click on table. Okay. Now this is showing table one. Again, right click, design view, and second table is department, and then press OK. Now let's see the question. For department table, create another table department with department number. So first field name is department number. Okay. Let's take a number or a number. Employees department number. Okay. Next field is department name. Now suppose if we want to put some name of the department, how to put? Click this dialog box and click the last option, that is lookup wizard. Click on this. Now this will dialog box will open. You need to select this. I will type the values that I want. Next, now put the name of all the department. Like suppose if I put here HR, marketing, sales, production. Okay. Then next one, click on next, then finish. Okay. Now to check where all these department have been created, click on this lookup, and the row source you can see here all the department name: HR, marketing, sales, and production. Okay. So let's put some description here. Employees department name. Press enter. Then put another field name, that is manager name. Okay. Then next one is manager number. And that should be in numbers. Okay. Sorry, this one. Okay. And that's it. And here say the department should be as primary key. So we have put department number. Yeah, we have already created department as primary key. Okay. So this is all about the second table. Just press Ctrl plus S. Okay. And then click on department. Now let's put some information on department number. Here you can see that we have created all the department. I am just entering all these randomly. So this is our first table. Now press Ctrl plus S. So and then close this. So we have put it. We have created both these tables, employee table and department table. Now second one is how to create a relationship between these tables. Now before creating an relationship, first of all you need to close both the tables. Then go to database tools and select relationships and then add both the tables. Close. Okay. Now these are the two tables. Now how to create a relationship between them. This is a primary key department number for the department table, and here this is a employee number in the employee table. Okay. So for the relationship, just you need to double click on department number and drag it to employee number. Sorry, drag it to department number. Okay. And then select enforce referential integrity and then create. So this is a, here you can see that this is a sign for infinity. That means you have created a referential integrity. Referential integrity shows that now if you put any kind of information or if you want to change any information, this will not change. Okay. So this is a relationship. So now press Ctrl plus S for saving this relationship. Okay. So this is the our first video for we have studied how to create tables and then how to create relationship between these two. Okay. So in the next video we'll do some another topics in MS Access. Okay. So thank you for watching my video. Please stay tuned and please like and subscribe my channel. Okay. Thank you.